Hello. So we are going to talk about shorts today. And it is a topic that I think that many women who have a lot of weight to lose or who have lost a lot of weight is very sensitive. I wanted to go over my story just a little bit because if you've followed me for a while or if you're new to me, you probably have heard me complain about my legs, talk about my legs, bemoan about my legs. It's always been one of those things that it's been a tough road to get to where I am today. So 12 years ago I was 250 pounds, and I'll post like a before and after in here after we get done for anybody who doesn't know what I looked like before. But I always carried my weight in my legs. I mean, I can remember, being in high school and hating my legs. I always carried my weight in the bottom half. And so over a course of 18 months, I lost 100 pounds. And at one point I even lost a little bit more, and my legs were just a complete hot wreck. Like, I have loose skin issues, not as much as I used to, because I've openly talk about it. I have had all kinds of plastic surgery. Hey, Michelle. I've had all kinds of plastic surgery to remedy my loose skin. And one of the biggest things is most people don't understand is that when you have surgery, hey, Elizabeth, to fix all these issues, is that you're left with a lot of scars. And you are left with not perfection. So one of the things that I totally get when my clients tell me I don't want to wear shorts. I am ashamed to wear shorts. I think everybody's looking at my legs and stuff, is that I really get it. Because I always felt like everybody was always looking at my legs. And now I know they are, because I have raging scars that go up and down them. And people come up to me and ask me about them. So I had to really quickly figure out how to love legs that are really noticeable. Most people, when you're overweight and you're wearing shorts, the majority of people are not looking at your legs. There just aren't. We think they are, because in our mind is this loud voice that is saying all these things about us. And we assume that if we say that about ourselves, others must be thinking it. I'm going to be the first to tell you that most people all have a loud, raging voice in their head. And when they're out in public, that voice is drowning out anything that they may be thinking about you. Even if they aren't, let's just say that they're looking at you and they got all kinds of shit going through their head. It doesn't matter, because you've never heard it. What really matters is the voice that you've got working in your head. So when people talk to me about shorts and stuff, the first thing I talk to them about is, weight loss is not your answer. Losing your weight is not your answer. Changing things is not your answer. The answer is what's going on in here. You have really got to embrace figuring out how to unravel that thing that's going on in your head. Now, people ask me all the time, well, how do you do that? I'll tell you what I have been working on. So let me show you my scars, because Mama wants to be honest. If you look at a lot of I'm going to tell you this too also. So for a lot of you that think that, so I post pictures on the internet. Sometimes I just post hey, it's me, natural. I mean, I'm natural right now. Trust me, this sports bra is soaking wet, and I wish I had taken a shower because I'm cold. I worked out, had a phone call, had to do some work, and now I'm on live. But I think that one of the things that we all have to remember is that let me just show you my legs. Let's just do that. So I post pictures on Instagram and stuff, and I'll tell you this, I can always capture good angles, which I'm very happy to. And I like to post those pictures because never in my life did I ever dream that I would have those angles. But then I have tons of pictures on my phone that are reality of other angles. Rather than beating myself up and saying, this is what my legs look like, or they suck, they're never going to get better, I hate them, I focus on things that I do like about them. I think that's the first step for a lot of you is really just getting to the point to where you stop beating yourself up. You know, like I was talking to somebody this morning, one of my clients, we were coaching, and I said, you know, it is ingrained in your head to think this way for a long time. It is ingrained. You have been thinking this way for a long time. You've talked negative about yourself. You've gone down the rabbit hole so many times that, the rabbit hole is like the Grand Canyon now. It's not even a rabbit hole anymore. The only way to really get started is to just know that beating yourself up fixes nothing. You are more likely to never lose weight. You are more likely to never love your legs. You are more likely to never wear a pair of shorts if all you do is avoid shorts, talk about how bad your legs look, hate what you see, and allow your mind to go there. So I know, Patsy, seriously, I think that Patsy says, ugh, I tell myself terrible things. I'd never talk to anybody else that way. And that's true. And I think that so many of us do that. I mean, I've had several of you talk all about, all this stuff. I think that, it's the idea that you have to just stop it. Before you even start giving yourself things that you believe about yourself, and I think that's one of the big things that I tell people all the time is I don't care if you don't replace the thoughts first. Let's just stop the damage. Let's tie it off and stop the bleeding. And then we'll figure out what all we need to do. So the first step would be, you guys, you're going to have to just when you catch yourself saying those things, I always tell myself, not today. We're not doing this today. We're not allowed to go there. It doesn't matter if you if you fall in love with yourself overnight or not. What matters is that you don't keep repeating the behavior of not loving your body. And so many of my clients get scared that if they're not if I don't stay on top of it, if I'm not a hard ass on myself, I'll never lose weight. Won't I be complacent and stuff? No, you won't. When you beat yourself down mentally, you will figure out small ways to sabotage yourself. Let's say you lose all of your weight. What's the fucking point of losing a lot of weight if when you get to where you want to be, that you still hate yourself? You are no happier. The only time you're happy is when your clothes fit. That's fleeting, because I can promise you, as somebody who's lost 100 pounds, I would have moments where I was so thrilled. Oh, I can wear an 8. I'm in the single digits or whatever. And then spend the rest of the day worried about what I look like underneath. You have got to practice not beating yourself up. And then once you get to where you're not beating yourself up, it will come natural to start finding things you like. I promise you it will. So let me just show you my legs. I said I was going to show you 10 minutes ago, got on a tirade. So we're going to go old school here. Mama ain't got no fancy cameraman. Let me get the backlight out of the way. So wearing my short shorts today. My husband was all thrilled. Kind of see some. So this is my scars. This is what my legs really look like, guys. And I'm going to tell you, I don't think I'm totally not ashamed of them. In fact, I was telling my husband, for a long time, I hated my legs. I would not wear shorts. I just wouldn't. Even after I had leg surgery. And they look so much better than they used to. But now I have these scars and I still have loose skin. I still have crepey knees. I still have angles that look like buck wild crazy. When I'm in the gym, I think my legs probably look more like what sometimes I think 70-year-old lady looks like. And then certain angles, they look good. And what I decided to do was to quit beating myself up over them. I started dressing for them. As much as I don't like how they look at times, they look better in shorter things. Because I have short legs. And I carry a lot of muscle and a lot of loose skin in my thighs. So if I wear heels and I wear shorter things, I just look better in them. And I want my legs to be able to be shown. I haven't worked this hard to keep them under wraps all the time. And they're not perfect. They never will be. And I think that was part of it, was getting over the idea that they were ever going to be perfect. They weren't ever going to be perfect. They never are. And it was just deciding, I'm just not going to sit there and be an asshole to myself day in and day out over the way my legs look, or over the way my belly looks, or over the way my arms look. You pick your area. So if you just like stop it, like seriously, if you just stop that part, you're going to feel a ton better. Now, once you stop it, the next big thing is I would start just wearing some of the clothes that you're uncomfortable in. No, you're not going to die or get pregnant. That's like my favorite saying. None of us are going to die or get pregnant because we decided to ventilate our legs. One of my clients, that's what she says. She used to hate her legs. She's still not in love with them, but she's still in the process of appreciating them for all the things that they do for her. She used to think she could never run. Now she runs on these legs that she doesn't like the way they look. Now, she does all kinds of stuff. But we were talking last summer, and I said something about like she needed to air them out or something like that. And she decided that her thought was when she was going to wear shorts, she was going to say, my legs deserve ventilation. Because she was like in Nashville in 97-degree heat with 100% humidity practically, swimming in a run and trying to wear pants. And it's killing her. I was like, doesn't that suck? I mean, like, I wear shorts all the time now because like I'm not going to sit there and be freaking hot. Like it is not worth it to me. Like, I would rather change how I think about me than to sit around and be uncomfortable for fear of what I think a thought might be in somebody else's head. Like, so really work on what's going on in your head. Because, I think we all sometimes think that people are going to make fun of us. What if somebody makes fun of us? Oh my God, we're fucking adults. Like, when is the last time literally that you were standing around and a group of adults were picking on somebody? It just rarely happens to their face. If people want to talk about me all day long behind their back and say shit about my body or whatever, great. As long as I don't have to hear it, I don't give a flip. Because I want to be comfortable and I want to live my life. If they want to do that, great. They're comfortable, they're living their life. If I'm a source of entertainment, let it be. I think we get hung up in the idea that we think that it's still like it was in, elementary school and high school. And it's like, no, we're adults. And if a group of adults were to do that, oh my God, like you would have so many other adults be like, what is wrong with you? Like, we're adults. We don't do shit like that. So, I mean, it's getting over. Sometimes we have these unrealistic fears. And I think if you put it down on paper, like shorts, all the reasons why I don't want to wear them, all the reasons why I do want to wear them, all the fears that I have, and then go through there and just gut check and be like, is this really going to happen? Like, is this reality or is this my mind coming up with stuff? So often our mind comes up with shit that just like, I think that's why I like people to write stuff down so much. Like my private members, every time that they get into our group and I don't care what they're talking about. I'm like, write that crap down. I want you to tell me, like, I want you to write the story. We call it a thought download. It's just where you do like 3 to 10 minutes of you have to write about one topic, and whatever comes into your brain, you have to write it down. Even if it's part of your grocery list, you just keep writing. And what comes out of that is like, you'll read it and you'll be like, ooh-wee, I didn't realize I was saying that kind of stuff or thinking that kind of stuff. And you can look at it, and without shaming yourself for having those thoughts, you can look at it and say like, man, maybe I need to like really investigate this. Is this true? Byron Katie does that. She does this thing called the turnaround. Is it true? Is it absolutely true? And then you look at how that's playing out for you, and you just give your head some proof that it's not. So when it comes to shorts, here's the thing. If you are waiting to wear shorts on the day that you think your legs look good, you'll probably never wear a pair of shorts. Your problem isn't that your legs don't look good. The problem is that you can't find good things about your body right now. You won't find them when you lose your weight. I hate to bust anybody's bubble, but that's reality. I have been talking about this so much here recently because it really takes when you're losing weight, if you ever want to keep your weight off, if you ever want to be happy, you know how like we all say when we lose weight, we're going to be happy. The only way to be happy when you lose your weight is to learn, teach, and condition yourself all the way down the scale, how to look at yourself and how not to nitpick it. You got to be able to look at yourself and find good things. The more weight you lose, you'll find better things. Or the more weight you lose, you'll find other things you want to start working on. And you'll just keep on, and you'll never feel like you get there. You'll never know when you got to maintenance. You'll never feel satisfied, and it'll be the rabbit hole. You know, the biggest part of weight loss is not what you eat. It is not what you do in the gym. It all starts right here. That is the pillar of weight loss. It's what drives you showing up for yourself every day. It drives what you wear every day. It drives how you talk to yourself. It drives your motivation and your willpower. And it damn sure drives if you can keep the weight off. So that's my big spiel on shorts. If anybody has questions, feel free to ask them. I'm going to tell you here recently, I can honestly say this. I mean, people always think that I just came out of the womb loving myself or confident and whatnot. I wasn't. I seriously wasn't. The people that have known me the longest know that I've not always been confident. It is a learned skill. It is not a trait of mine. But the last, few months, I can say a lot of times I'm not even as thin as I used to be, but I have been more in love with my body. And I know it has little to do with anything other than just I've been practicing it. Like I've been stopping the negative train. I have been looking at the things I love. And I started changing how I dress and stuff. Before I wanted to wear stuff that I wore when I was 35. Then I decided that's bullshit. I need a style overhaul. I'm 42 now and I want to look like a hot 42-year-old. I redefined my style. I decided to just get some, I just changed a lot of things. Every day I get up, except for today, I take a shower and sometimes I put on makeup and stuff. I'm just doing the little things that, when I was talking bad about myself, I just wasn't allowing anymore. I was dropping out those little things. And it's very important, you guys. Elizabeth Hancock. Oh, you've lost 72 pounds? Oh, I'm so proud of you. I think you've been following me for a long time. I'm pretty sure of it. I know that name very well. I really hope it does hit home. And if you haven't been practicing, changing how you think, Elizabeth, make sure you start now. It's never too late. It's never too late. Go ahead and start, thinking like a person who probably is in love with their body. This is a good exercise for everybody. Make a list, brainstorm. If you think that I'm that person, what would Corinne say every day about her body? How does she act? How does she think? When she gets dressed, what does she think about? When she eats breakfast, what does she think about? Women will sit and think about their bodies at the oddest times. They'll be cooking breakfast and be thinking about their body. When you get dressed, when you take a shower, when you're washing, all of these scenarios where usually we have a lot of head games playing, when we're getting ready to go someplace. Think about all that. What would a person at their goal weight, what are they thinking about? Write it all down and start doing some of that in your life. If you want to be a thin person or a healthy weight person, whatever you want to call it, you have to start embodying that spirit now. You don't wait till you get there. It doesn't just come on like a light bulb, y'all. It really doesn't. If you want to wear shorts, you need to wear shorts now. Start with just wearing them around the house. Get used to seeing yourself in shorts. Wear them for part of the day. Practice being in your shorts, stepping into the person that you want to be, getting used to it. And then maybe, go to the store, go get gas, go do, change it up, just layer it in. You don't have to hear my live here, go put on a pair of shorts and then, spend 3 weeks at the beach. You can baby step your way into it. I'm in tears. Feel like you're at my table. Oh, Elizabeth. Well, I hope you feel that way. That's why I like Facebook Lives. I feel like I actually get to talk to the people that we've known each other online for a long time. And, and some of you I know in person, but it is really nice. Stephanie, I love your emphasis on practice. Practice is something we know is an inherent trial and error process, and we accept that. Applying the concept of practice to my health is revolutionary and is the key missing component to all other diet plans out there. All right, so you just said it right there. Like all these other diet programs, all they focus on is like getting you to your goal weight, do this, do that. Nobody talks about practicing all the things that we need to do in order to just be comfortable in the lifestyle. Like you've got to practice the thoughts, and practice is key. There's a really good book, you guys, for all of you who are like really into this whole mind stuff. It's called The Practicing Mind. It is such a good book. It's an easy read. It's by a guy who's talking about golf. And he talks a lot about how you just have to, whatever it is that you want to learn, whether it's learn to think different, learn a new skill, learn whatever, it takes tons and tons of practice. And practice means, I hope everybody understands this, practice means lots of mistakes. And then you learn from them. Your goal is to make as many mistakes as possible so you can refine your processes. That's the beauty of practicing. Practicing isn't so that you can just go out and be perfect tomorrow. Practice means I'm willing to step into making mistakes, look at it, refine it, try again. Do that over and over and over again. And I think that makes a big deal of difference for people. We don't look at losing weight and changing our thoughts and learning to exercise as a practice. We look at it as, I start on July 1st and, I'm going to lose all this weight. My life changes. And then by July 10th, life sucks because it's old, it's hard. We've tried too many different things. I'm just a really big believer in people that have had that weight loss struggle all their life like I did. You really have to do it slow. You have to get your wins. You practice the small things. And then that momentum builds up and it builds up and it builds up. My favorite, I think, thing that I love to hear clients tell me is, I started out with that easy stuff. And, one day it was like, wow, this seems so natural now. I love it when it never felt like it was like a fuck ton of work. Like it was like, just white knuckling and all this other stuff. I like it when they it was hard. I had to do work, but I felt like it was a process versus I felt like it was a fight. And that's different. It's a whole different feeling and you're more likely to be successful. You're effing awesome. Hey, Andrea. Oh my gosh, your pictures were smoking. So great to hear of your internal shift and that you are sharing tools with others on how to find that place of comfort and self-acceptance and love. Shots are my next big hurdle, and you've got some great tips, baby steps. Thanks, Corinne. What shots? I'm not sure what shots mean. Oh, shorts. I bet it's shorts. I was like, what shots are you getting? Okay. Yes. I love the idea of practicing wearing them, getting comfortable. Like I did that with bathing suits. When I first started wearing like bikinis, because I had spent a lifetime of not wearing a bikini ever. And then like my husband had this big idea, like you should wear a bikini. And I hadn't had any of my plastic surgeries in. So like I had a lot of loose skin in my belly, tons on my legs and stuff. But he was like, yeah, I just wouldn't worry about it. He was like my life coach before I went to life coach school. And I practiced wearing a bikini around the house. I practiced getting used to seeing myself with that much skin because it really, like I needed to get over my shock before I had to go out and like put away the thoughts of what others would have. Just like shove that out of my mind. So I really love the idea of practicing in clothes that you're not comfortable with now. Like women who like don't want to do sleeveless, that's, food prep and sleeveless. Do some things like that and then baby step your way out. Okay, y'all. I have a wonderful 13-year-old little boy who wants to come home and see his parents. He's been at his grandparents for a week, and he actually goes back next week when we go on vacation. So he wanted to come home and see his mommy, daddy, and spend some time with us. So I am driving today and going to pick him up, and I can't wait. So I'm going to get off here. You guys have a great day. If you have any more questions about this, feel free, if you watch the replay, to ask them and I will respond. I'll put the name of the Practicing Mind book in the comments here also in case anybody else wants to read that book. It's really, really good. We read it for, I went to a mastermind 2-day intensive with Brooke Castillo, and that was our required reading book this year. It was really good. And you can visit my website, fitandfat.com. I write blogs. There's one coming out in the next 12 minutes. It releases. So if you're on my mailing list, you'll get it in the next 12 minutes. And it's got, I forgot what I wrote about. It was good. I'm not sure what it was. It might have been about Monday's Live. Oh no, it was about that new JCPenney ad that's really good about, which is so awesome because they're talking about love. It's very much what we're talking about here. It's about loving your body right now and going ahead and living your life before, not putting your life on hold to lose weight. Nobody should do that. All right. Have a great day. Bye-bye.